Everyone, need your attention, please. I'm gonna burn this place to the ground.
All right. Now let's preface this. How much do you know about bees before we get in? No, I'm kidding.
Look, I just want you to imagine, all right? This is what happened. Jason Statham, he sees John Wick for the first time, and he just like calls his agent. He's like, "What the hell, man? That should have been me. I've been doing this kind of thing for like decades at this point, and you let Keanu Reeves do this?" I was super hyped for this because somebody sent me this after I had an old lady come in. It was one of my regular clients who was being scammed in an exact same setup. She had malware on her computer. It said, "You have a virus, please call this number." She's like almost 90 years old. Of course she called that number. She thought it was legitimate. They're like having her try to wire $20,000 to them. They're taking money out of her account, got all her like credit card numbers. It's usually not in the United States this happened. It's usually overseas where a lot of these rings are. So that's kind of the one thing that I was rolling my eyes with this movie. But it's a really prevalent thing. There's just no laws to protect you with this stuff. And it happens to older folks. It's literally a billion-dollar industry.
But I believe it. Yeah, I bet that happens more often than you think.
It's a weekly occurrence for me just at my own branch. So think of how many branches deal with people like this. It's all the time.
I just got a message saying that there's a problem with my computer.
Yes, ma'am, we got this.
So I kind of like that the movie addressed it, other than the fact that the Beekeeper thing is a ridiculous concept, and there'd never be an independent agency that's allowed to just do whatever it wants to fix the world. No, that's never happening.
Beekeepers is a special program outside the chain of command.
Not to all the bee puns, like all the bee puns, jokes. It's even got me wonder if the honey thing is the whole reason why this whole movie was written. Is that true?
Honey may be actually flammable.
That's what I was wondering when I saw the honey thing. I was like, that's almost too convenient for the situation.
Honey?
It's flammable as fuck. Who knew?
It almost makes me wonder if somebody heard that fact and was like, oh man, I need to write a John Wick style film about a beekeeper who can just Molotov everybody with all his product.
They wanted to make a reference to the hive. I do
that
think
too,
that's
yeah,
like,
all the puns with it.
I think that's like the entire thing that they built it around.
I protect the hive. When the system is out of balance, I correct it.
My other question is, do you think they gave him the trucker hat to differentiate him from the transporter? Otherwise, he would just be the beekeeper transporter.
There's a few films that they've given him a hat, and it's always when they want to make him seem like a real down on his luck kind of guy.
Homefront?
The baseball cap. Yeah, it's like
Homefront when
yeah,
James Franco. That's the first thing I can
James
remember.
Franco's Gator.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can remember with a hat.
There's another one that I just remember him like folding up the damn hat.
You're right, because that's part of the pantomime with it. You got to be able to play with the hat and be like, damn, how am I going to make the bills this month? Damn.
Yeah.
It's got to fold it up in my hand.
Oh,
how's my baby going to eat?
She was the only person who ever took care of me.
But I did notice this is by director David Ayer, and it makes more sense when I check out the neon and all the trailer. But if you remember Suicide Squad, and he also did End of Watch. Those were just the two I remember by mind. He did Suicide Squad, the bad one, and he did End of Watch.
Didn't he do Fury? I love that movie.
I think so, yeah. Because that's also, in the same ballpark as End of Watch. You're right.
Come right off Fury, right? Had the town in my hand. Could have done anything, and I did do anything. You know, the big one is like Suicide Squad. That shit broke me. Hollywood, I tell people, is like watching someone you love get by someone you hate.
But yeah, I couldn't find a budget. But what do you think, Blockbuster bomb? Even
yeah.
adding to it, do you think the studio even has any kind of faith because they're releasing it in January? There's that stigma about January movies.
Probably not, and I don't care. This is pure bias. I have no sound reasoning for this at all, but because it has to do with stuff that is related to my industry and it has Jason Statham, the trailer made it look really kick-ass, all the stuff he was doing. I mean, I'm just saying a blockbuster.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you because I'm gonna watch this regardless and have a good time. It's a blockbuster in our heart.
Exactly. Surprised they didn't advertise like by the director of like End of Watch and Fury, you know, like the movies he's known for.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that. I just had to look it up when I was looking for a budget, and I was like, oh, David Ayer.